Addressing you, the audience, I ask a question. Bear in mind, what I'm about to ask you might sound crazy. Could you write a story using only 26 sentences and every letter of the alphabet? Doing this might seem impossible. It's harder than it looks. Even that 3-sentence intro was pretty challenging to write. And let me clarify. It's one thing to write a story using only 26 sentences, and it's another thing to write a story using all of the letters of the alphabet. And, in fact, you could do that particular thing in one sentence. That's called a pangram. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. I used all of the letters, but it was only one sentence. So what's even harder than just using all of the letters is making that the requirement for the first letter of each sentence. The first sentence starts with A, the second sentence starts with B, and so on and so forth. I don't know if you like to write very much, but I have found that, well, I do. I don't do it a lot, nor did I really ever think I would love writing, but it is a fun thing to do. It's a craft, it takes practice, and I would have never thought of this challenge had I not taken a creative writing class during my undergraduate program. During my undergrad, I took a creative writing class, and it was actually one of the funnest classes I have taken. But the cool thing about writing is that you get to invent things without having to draw. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to be creative, isn't there? So the task that I just explained was actually one of our very first assignments, and gotta tell you, it kind of seemed impossible, but at the same time, I was excited to try it. The idea behind this assignment was to teach us that there are so many ways that you can start a sentence. Without even knowing it, I often tend to start sentences in the same way. I, he, then, kind of these general words, but there are, the options. So pretty quickly, I found the value in this exercise. I started paying more attention to how I start my sentences whenever I'm writing, and not just in creative writing either. So practicing using every letter of the alphabet to start a sentence was like realizing that there were so many more flavors of Tillamook ice cream than the first one I tried, which was delicious, but there was even more. It's not a great analogy, but you get the idea. And I've said this before, but it's really cool how boundaries and limits really do foster creativity. Having some sort of prompt or some sort of restriction allows you to put your creative energy into something instead of just boundless, it's, what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. So anyway, what did I do? Well, I took to thinking about what I would write about, a lot of thinking. And I first started thinking animals, lots of animals, starts with lots of different letters. Lions and tigers in my soup, animal crackers, loop-de-loop, a childlike imagination. That was kind of my mental starting point. And I was like, I was trying to find a way that I could use a lot of the letters pretty easily. So then I got thinking, if I write a story about a young boy who has an active imagination and who loves animals, then I should have fairly ample opportunity to use all the letters of the alphabet, right? That was my starting point. I don't know, what would you have done? You could really write a story about anything and still use all those letters because there are just so many words in the English language or whatever language you speak. Okay, so I had a character, but next I needed a setting. If I say, young boy, big imagination, Disney movie, who do you think of? That's right, Lewis. You were thinking Meet the Robinsons, weren't you? Yeah. Anyway, I don't know a lot about actual orphanages except for that movie, pretty much. But the word boundaries and limits do kind of come to mind. Because Lewis, he wanted to meet his parents so badly, but he was kind of stuck to the same routine, one place, not getting adopted. Limits, boundaries. And so the place, that setting, kind of acted as a foil to give his personality, his character, some room to grow. And by foil, I mean, usually that's like a character that contrasts another character to provide some conflict and stuff. But in this case, the setting was kind of a foil too. So here's my story. I got a young orphan boy with an active imagination who loves animals, who lives in an orphanage. And because my story had to start out with the letter A, I decided just to name him Alan. That was the idea that started coming to me as I began writing my short story. Write and rewrite and writing and rewriting and writing and, But I think it turned out pretty good. It's some semblance of a story, and most importantly, I was able to do it using each sentence with a different letter of the alphabet. Blew my mind that it was possible. It was so cool. You guys gotta try this. But wait, there's a plot twist. Okay, I guess it's not really a plot twist, but our teacher also decided to throw in a couple more requirements. This short story had to use one sentence fragment, and one sentence that contained 100 letters. Yeah, there is a lot of commas in that one, but I also did it. Made it work somehow. Anyway, it was a tough challenge, but it was very fun, and if you are interested at all in writing, I would recommend it. So, yes, I would like to share my story with you, but not quite yet, not today. First, we are going to illustrate this story. So come back next time and we will do some drawing. Stay tuned. Let me know if you are interested in illustrating a scene from my short story. I have a little collaboration going up on the We the Creators Discord, and there are some prompts left. So if you're interested in joining, that would be great. Let me know and we'll give you a prompt. And for those of you who maybe don't do a lot of writing, I would still recommend trying out this challenge and just give it a go and have some fun doing something new. This challenge is a fun way to get started. But most of all, please remember to smile. Thank you for watching. If you are new here, please consider subscribing for more fun with art and stories and everything in between. Remember, next week will be a drawing, a scene from this short story that I'm telling you, that I told you about. And then we will be able to see everybody's drawings and illustrations when I tell my story. It'll be a good time. Have a good day, and I will see you next time.